Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing kind of like a focus tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to get this brow right here. So I'm still debating on whether I should do like a full face look because as you can see I have an eye situation there. That has always been there. It's like a dry spot. However, this part it's just going down. It was like super swollen over there, so I'm debating on whether I should like do like a full face makeup, but right now I just want to focus on the brow, and I want to show you guys how you can get from this to this. Alright, so the first thing you do is you get a soap. I've seen people use like the transparent soap, but I didn't have any, so I'm gonna use this Nubian Heritage African Black soap right here, and it works perfectly fine. And then I'm using like an old spoolie. This is from a brow pencil that ran out a while ago, and I just wet it. You can see there's some residue. That's just because of when I did this brow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rub it on the soap. And it does get a little foamy, but not too much. You don't have to worry about that. Then you wanna take your spoolie and then start brushing upwards. And that is like the base and ultimately the trick of how to get these brows. So you wanna start brushing up. And you can see there is like an immediate difference already. So this is definitely the trick. And what's also great about this is that it really stays put. So you don't really need any brow gel, honestly. It's entirely optional. So you just want to keep brushing up until you get where you want the hairs to go. So I'm brushing up to create an illusion that it's thick, and then I'm going to start maneuvering the hairs so that way there's like an arch. So after you get your desired shape, I like to take a Q-tip and just wipe off any residue of the soap. And because this is a black soap, you may see some residue, but I feel like if you do it with the transparent soap, you won't have this problem. But it's no big deal. You just take a damp Q-tip and you just wipe around the edges. Like you can see there's a little residue. And then just wipe off the excess moisture. And now on to the next step. The next step is using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. And this is what I'm using. I'm in the shade dark brown. And you can already see that I've put a little product on the lid. And the brush, which is super important, I'm using the 7B brow brush, and as you can see this is how it looks like. And the reason why the brush is so important is because you can definitely see how thin it is, right? That is going to create the faux brow hair that you're looking for in order to create a fluffiness and make it look more realistic. So use a brush that is super thin, just like this. It could be any brush or it could be this brush. This brush is really good. Again, it's the 7B brush and I absolutely love it. So what you want to do is you want to take some product, put it on the lid, and then you want to start picking up product and make sure you are flattening the brush. So that way it is as thin as possible. And then you want to start filling it in. So you want to basically just follow the brow hairs and where they're going and where you put them. And you want to go with the really light hand. And you're gonna have to go back and forth because when you pick up product, you don't pick up a lot, which is what you want. So you're gonna have to go back and forth and then go back in. I'm going to show you guys how thin of a line this brush can make because it is honestly really fascinating. So as you can see, it's very hair-like. It's really, really good. Now, as you're going towards the front of the brow, you want to go straight up because again, we are following the direction of the brow. Whereas here, you can go in a slanted position, but in the front, you want to go straight up. And then as for where you want the brow to end, I use the method where you line the brush on the side of your nose and then I make a very tiny mark. And that is where I will draw the line. Like that. And then start building from there. So as you can see, it's starting to come together and it is a very tedious process, but in the end, it is so worth it. So like I said, you want to go in with the light hand so that way it looks more natural and more realistic and less harsh. So as you can see, it's starting to become fuller. And what I like about this technique is that the soap really does, like, I want to say maybe 80% of the work for you, because it already gives the illusion of thicker brows. Now you're just filling in the spaces. Whereas what I used to do was I actually draw out the brow and like fill it in very heavily towards the tail of the brow and then maybe do like hair strokes towards the front. And it looked nice, but it was really strong and it really, at least for me, I felt like it only worked for dramatic looks, whereas this one I can really wear on its own really, or just throw on some mascara and this brow and some lip gloss or lip balm and you're good to go. Alright, so after filling in the brow, we are going to clean it up a bit so it doesn't look as messy, and that way it can look much neater and more uniform and you can actually see like a clear shape to the brow. So for this step, I'm using the number 20 brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and as you can see, I used a very tiny bit of concealer just to cover the tip, and we are going to start cleaning it up a little bit. So after blending out that concealer, I'm just going to start cleaning it up a bit. So we are just going to continue to fill in any spots that you think needs to be filled in. Alright. And then this part is optional because like I said, you don't really need brow gel after using the soap. However, just to like put the hairs back into place where you originally put them, or just make them look neater and also add a little bit more volume. I like to take the Dipbrow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade dark brown, and this stuff is pretty cool, to be honest. I've never used anything like it, so this was kind of like a life changer, just like this brow. So we're just gonna take a little bit and make sure you get off the excess off the brush. As you can see here, that is how the brush looks like. And then you want to start lightly putting it on the brow, and you're not even really touching the skin, you're really touching the brow hairs only. So we are just going to start touching the hair like that. And there you go. Alright guys, that completes this brow tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I always have fun whenever I do this brow because, I don't know, it's just, I'm just obsessed with it right now. But yeah, so if you guys liked what you see, then don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers, so be sure to hit that button and also my notification bell so you guys know when my videos are uploaded. And also I'll link everything that I use down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on my next video.